Hey guys, it's Josh back here at JMP Cycle. Wanted to show you our project bike that we've been working on for a couple months. We picked this bike up by Lake Erie. This is a 1986 TLR 200, kind of a rock climbing bike or trials bike that you guys may have seen online. I know they're pretty popular over in Europe, and a lot of guys still, compete with them for different things. So definitely a unique bike. We've only seen two for sale, this being one of them. Up where we live. So we picked this up a couple months ago and we tore it completely down to the bolts. So at this point, we've already sandblasted the frame, powder coated swing arm frame and other accessories, the pipe, and put high heat paint on the motor. Really just tried our best to clean this up to make it look as new as possible. These bikes are really, really cool. I'll actually show you some of the different features about it that we thought were neat, something unique that you just don't see every day. So basically, it's a 200 motor. So whoever, had put this bike together when they were kind of producing these back in the 80s, they wanted it to be similar power plant to the XR200, so the top end of this I'm sure is interchangeable. All of this stuff looks pretty much identical to what you'd see on an XR200. They did change the side cover and I'm sure some of the clutch and gearing on this bike. I do believe this was more of a trials bike. They had turn signals and such on it. We took all that stuff off and kind of stripped it down just to a kind of more of a basic setup. This bike here has a one of these plates on the bottom to keep it from getting banged up on big rocks. I'm sure if you're climbing and you fall, that's the other thing that we had with this bike, is it had a white metal tank and it was really beat up. So that's actually downstairs. We worked on that today, getting some of the dents out of it, getting it ready for paint and putty. To clean it up a bit. The other cool thing about this bike that we found was this muffler is actually, it switches back from the other side. So this pipe actually goes down along here, cuts down underneath of the air box, goes all the way around into this kind of reservoir and then hooks back up here and then goes into the header. So really a neat muffler setup. If you've seen them online, people typically will fabricate their own muffler because these are rusted out. This one happened to be in pretty decent shape. We just sandblasted it and then we're able to paint it. So forks were in good condition. The rims were pretty clean. A tip, if you're cleaning rims on these older dirt bikes that are chrome, grab yourself some, and it escapes me, steel wool. Steel wool works great on these rims. So if you just hit them with some steel wool, that'll take a lot of the oxidation off there. Works great on the fork tubes as well if you need to clean up the fork tubes. And so that's kind of where we've got with it so far. I got the carburetor over there on the bench. It's been cleaned. There's a video on that if you want to see how to do it. And then, we have a few more pieces to put on here. Another thing that's kind of specific to this bike is the linkage. So there's actually some linkage for the shifter. So when you shift up, it's actually shifting down. So it's kind of weird when you ride it. You could just put a typical shifter on the rod and shift it normally, but on these bikes they included this shifter. I'm assuming it's because when you're climbing up steep hills, you don't have the ability to, shift down or up easily. So they want you to be able to shift down while you're standing on the foot pegs, would be my guess. So if you had one of these bikes, feel free to comment, tell me something cool about it. I don't know a ton about the TLR 200. I'd love to get some more information from somebody who does. So feel free to leave a comment, give us a story, share a picture, get involved in the conversation. Love to hear stories from folks who had different bikes. So yeah, this is the TLR 200. And this is JMP Cycle. Another friendly reminder, we are giving away the custom XR we're building. If we get up to 45,000 subscribers, you'll be responsible for pickup, but the bike is free to you who is drawn in the drawing. So all you got to do to be entered into the drawing is subscribe to the channel, and then of course watch the videos, comment, but the subscription's the main thing. That's where we'll be drawing the names from. So if we get up to 45,000 subscribers, you win yourself a free bike. So free is always good, and I'd love to give that bike away. That would be awesome to meet somebody and bless them with something that's just really special that we built. So thank you guys so much for your time, and we will look forward to speaking to you in the next one. All right, bye.